EdTech companies are dime a dozen. From focusing on competitive exams to building skills at a younger age, digital learning platforms are now available for almost all categories. For learning design, however, such digital options are quite slim. Hello everyone, this is Prashita Tiwari for SME Futures, and today we are interacting with Mr. Samarth Bajaj, the co-founder and the CEO of the Designers Class, who wants to carve a niche in the cluttered EdTech space with an exclusive focus on design. Thank you, Mr. Samarth, for joining us for this interaction. So our first question will be, take us through your background and your journey as an entrepreneur.
So for my background, from an entrepreneurship perspective, it's something that I've studied in college. It's what I majored in when I was in my undergrad at USC. My majors were entrepreneurship and marketing. So these are two things that I was always very, very passionate about. So I graduated from college in 2009 when I was 21 years old. Came back to India and started working in my family businesses to learn how businesses work. Started a jewelry e-commerce company of my own back in 2015, 2016, which didn't do well. That actually didn't do well, but it taught us a lot. But then went on and started it's India's first Bollywood-based official indoor entertainment center, which is inside of Imagica. It's called House of Stars, where we've used 3D scanning, 3D printing technologies, and we've recreated iconic scenes from Hindi films and created this whole space for you to come and interact and take pictures and all, which still runs. It started in 2018 and it's still very much operational inside of Imagica. And then is when few years after that is when we came to the Designers Class. So from a very young age, I actually started looking into design education as a potential kind of business. While doing so, I found a few key issues that were there in design education, right? One was it was not affordable. Good design education is expensive in India till date. Two, it's not easily accessible because there are very few good institutes that are spread far and wide across India. Three is that a lot of the design education that existed in India and to some extent still exists in India is not very relevant. It's a little outdated. If you look at business education and the structuring of business education or engineering has grown by leaps and bounds. Design education in India has not grown. It's what was taught 50 years back, more or less is taught now, which is beginning to change now. And we want to be a part of that change. So for a long time, I couldn't find a solution to it till the pandemic hit. And when in the pandemic, me and my partners, Vishal and Adeesh, we were discussing how do we do something in the design space combined with EdTech. And luckily, people had just taken to EdTech very rapidly. We didn't have to inform the audience. We didn't have to educate the audience. They knew what online education was now. The other companies kind of established that. So I sum it down to one question I think that any creative person in this country has been asked by their parents or by someone in the family is design padh ke kya hoga? Right? That's something that everyone has been asked. That is where we come in, right? If you look at the salaries of designers across the country are on par with any other profession, if you really get into it. So there is a rapid growth in design. If you look at companies like Apple, Tesla, while they're tech companies, they build their foundation on the basis of good design, right? So that's what I credit design to. It's a massive contributor to employment, a massive facilitator for revenue earning for people who are even young. You can freelance your design to any part of the world. We are here to democratize design education, that we connect you to the stalwarts of industry. Like we have Gauri Khan teaching you interior design. We're kind of getting you information directly from Gauri Khan. We're working on getting you internships with these people that we have on board. We're working on getting you internships with a lot more audience members. We have certifications that we give you signed by these mentors. We are also tying up with certain government organizations. Like we signed an MOU with TASK, which is the Telangana Academy of Skill and Knowledge. We're tying up with a few other government certifications and accreditations to give you legitimate certifications.
What are the courses that you're offering, and who are these courses for, and how has the response been so far?
So the courses that we are offering right now, we are active in 4 different verticals of design. Right, we are teaching you fashion design, which is taught to you by 8 of India's biggest designers. There's Abu Sandeep, there's Masaba Gupta, there's Kunal Raval, Tanya Gabri, Arpita Mehta, Riya Kapoor, Jayanti Reddy, and Payal Singhal. We're teaching you interior design from Gauri Khan. We're teaching you jewelry design from Tarang Arora, Amrapali, Sachin Jain of De Beers. We're teaching you with Mithun Sancheti of Carrot Lane, Pooja Sheth of Lamplight, Bunty Bajaj, Trishala, Ishu Datwani of Anmol Jewelers. So some of the best names teaching you jewelry. We have Rohan Shrestha and Joseph Radhik teaching you photography. We have Nikki Contractor that will be coming on for makeup. We have Devika Narain who will be teaching you wedding decor. We have Nikki Mehra who will be teaching you about social media influencing and how to become a social media influencer. We have a footwear design course coming up. These are a bunch of courses that are coming up in the next 2 to 3 months, and we'll be rapidly increasing our vertical offerings. We'll be offering you 5-day live workshops. So if you've taken our courses, you can also subscribe to the 5-day live workshop, or you can just do the 5-day live workshop. That's interactive. The response, touchwood, has been very good so far. That is what encourages us the most. We built it with the intention of actually adding value to people, and we are getting a good response on that front. So that's the most satisfying element of building this entire company.
So what are the challenges that you faced while creating this brand?
We were in the middle of the lockdown when we started putting the company together, right? So it was a whole new virtual world that we had to get used to. My co-founder and CTO Vishal was in Canada. My co-founder Adeesh was in Bombay. I was in Hyderabad. From there, we got together and started building a team of people across India and across the globe, honestly. That was one thing that we faced. Then going forward, we actually, Vishal is the one with the entire tech knowledge, but he was stationed in Canada, so we were trying to figure out how do we get the tech up on board. No one had done anything in the design Edtech space. So that was a whole new challenge for everyone, including the number of years that he has 20 years of experience in tech.
So what support have you received from the government, and if not, what support are you seeking from them?
We've actually been pretty lucky to be acknowledged by the government, to be honest. We are currently already registered for Startup India. We've had a few events where they've launched us publicly, spoken about us in the state, done all of that. We're having conversation with multiple other states to come in and become their design education partners.
Who are your main competitors and how are you competing with them?
I don't think there's any direct competition per se, plus I don't really like looking at the word, as competition or competitors. We have a very strong belief that collaboration over competition. So we look at even the universities that we tie up with, the schools that we tie up with, the colleges that we tie up with as collaborators. We are open. We are here. I think when you enter with the attitude of collaborating and not competing, you've already your strategy is set in place, you know.
That's a very positive way of looking at competition, Mr. Bajaj. So, taking from there, so what are your future plans for the designers class? Uh, how do you want to scale it?
So, what we are doing right off the bat, what we're working off currently right now is incorporating the live workshops. That's something that we really want to do because that gives you very targeted knowledge. The live workshops allow us to do that. It takes 5 days of your life, 1 to 2 hours a day. But we teach you styling as a particular topic and detailed. In 5 days, we'll teach you styling. We teach you color theory. We teach you, space planning. We teach you all sorts of things. We are also offering that in a longer format. We are working on an EMAG, which is an industry-specific EMAG. That is it's not frivolous kind of gossip-based information. It's industry information that we'll be providing you firsthand, because all this is supplementary to. It's actually a part of education. Knowing what's happening in the world is a part of education. You then need to see what people are doing to be able to know what you can do or what you can do differently, right? A podcast and an EMAG enables you to do that. Making design immersive, because at the end of the day, there is a certain amount of practice that you need to do. So these are a few things that we are working with that I think will make the platform way more engaging and will contribute to growth and scalability substantially.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samarth, for your time and sharing your journey as an entrepreneur with us.
Thank you, Prachi. It was great speaking with you.